Hi, welcome to Syndology. So little Octie's telling you I don't feel very good. So I've got a bit of pain and stuff. But let's talk about what is PIP. Let's see what the government says. What is PIP? I'm sure you're eager to know what PIP is. Or you already know. What is PIP for? Personal independence payment can help with extra living costs if you have both one, a long-term physical or mental health condition or disability, difficulty doing everyday tasks or getting around because of your condition. So you can get PIP even if you're working, have savings, or are getting most other benefits. So it's for anybody, whether you're working or not, because it pays for the extra costs of being disabled. So when the government tells you the people that are on PIP aren't working, maybe you need to question that, because even their own site says it's for people even if they're working. So for them to make it sound like all these disabled people are getting personal independence payment and they're not working, that's probably not true. And even if it was true, it's because they're disabled and severely unwell. So now let's talk about how PIP works. So there are two parts to PIP. There's the daily living component, if you need help with everyday tasks, and two, a mobility part, if you need help with getting around. Okay, so the extra costs that are involved, for instance, might be you need a carer to help you to get dressed, or the mobility part might be you need a wheelchair. And most people don't know that for a wheelchair, if you're going to be using a wheelchair 7 hours a day, you can't just buy one off of eBay or something. You actually need to get a specialized wheelchair that's designed for you, and that could cost upwards of £5,000. Yeah, £5,000. Yeah, it's not for a car, it's for one person to just get from A to B. So can you begin to understand the additional costs that it has as a disabled person? And Scope, a charity for disabled persons, says that the from 2024, according to their research, it costs £1,010 extra each month. Did you hear that? £1,010 extra each month. Now, if you got the higher rate for the daily living and the higher rate for the mobility part, you would need to score 12 plus points in each category. If you get 8 to 11 points in each category, you get just the standard rate. But if you get 12 plus points in each category, you get the higher rate. So what's the maximum you can get for PIP? The maximum PIP you can get is £798.63. So the cost is £1,010, but the maximum you can get from the government is £798.63. That leaves a deficit of £211.37. And what the government are saying is that too many people are getting this amount of money, and so they're looking at ways to find £5 billion, and they're going after the most vulnerable. The most vulnerable that has £1,010 extra to pay anyway, and your maximum you're giving them is 798, and they're already getting less than what they should get according to Scope's results. So can you imagine how many people are going to be pushed into poverty if they make this process even harder? Because to be able to get the 8 to 11 points or 12 plus is already very difficult. The assessment process is really difficult. The assessors tell lies. It's happened to me. And they give you the minimal points so that they can reject you. Except 70% of those rejections, when it goes to appeal, gets overturned. 70%. So that means 70% of the time you're going to get appeals because it was a wrong verdict that was given for PIP. And now they want to make it even more difficult for these people in these categories. So I think that's enough for you to think about. Rewatch this video. Please, will you subscribe, like and share, because I am trying to become financially independent, and this is one ways that I can do that. So I really do ask you to subscribe, like and share. And that's it for now.